Alright, what is up you guys? Old Gaming here and welcome to a discussion video, and today I'm actually joined by Virgo, so what's up dude?
Hi, I'm Virgo Durai, for those of you who don't know me.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows you.
Trust me, they don't.
So we're here today to actually discuss what would make Xenoverse 2 a perfect sequel to Xenoverse, and we're going to discuss some things that they could improve upon in a sequel. Now, no official sequel, I'm pretty sure, it was confirmed. Right? There's nothing confirmed?
There's nothing confirmed, but generally speaking, when a game makes as much money as Xenoverse did, a sequel's kind of a shoo-in.
Definitely. So, I hope the first thing I really want to get off my chest right now, and Virgo knows what this is going to be. You know, right?
I know.
It's the fact that the Super Saiyan hair doesn't like spike up when you transform. Like, I don't know, as soon as I got the game and I transformed, it didn't spike up, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I chose the Trunks hair because I thought it was one of the most badass hairstyles when he turns into Super Saiyan with the long hair. And I transformed, and his hair just turned yellow, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
See, it's not a real Super Saiyan transformation. What actually happens is you use your super speed and instant transmission to go to the nearest hair shop and dye your hair, and they also give you some steroids so you get a little more powerful. That's how that works. Like, I guess you didn't read the manual. That kind of bothered me too. But for me, that was like a minor aesthetic thing that bothered me. It didn't bother me nearly as much as the clothing options, or lack thereof.
Oh yeah. There was like... Yeah, go on.
So, with the whole clothing situation, of course, there was the stat issue that we had. Kind of forcing you to wear certain clothing if you wanted to compete. That combined with the lack of color changeable outfits. Like, you had all these outfits, classic outfits, and I was cool with that. Like, at first I was like, alright, well, I understand there's gonna be some clothes that you can't change the color of. They want to keep them authentic. I'm cool with that. But then it's kind of like each race gets like 5 or 6 color swapping outfits, and all of the stats aren't even, up to par.
Good. Yeah.
So you're really kind of forced to wear one outfit.
So if you're like PvP, I guess, focused, you're gonna have to wear like all of these different, looking clothes to get that like stat boost you want, but then your character looks kind of stupid and you're like, I don't know if I should go with this. So yeah, at least one thing that could have, I guess, made that a little less impactful on us, well, our character would have been, giving the color options for pretty much every single clothing that we got. That would have made it so much better, like coloring Goku's gi and all that stuff. It would have, how do I put it? It would have made our character, I guess, a bit more, a bit more
fleshed
personal.
Out.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, something like that is very easy to do. It's simply a palette swap. You just put in palette swaps for the colors.
Yep. There's been like heaps of mods that have actually done that, and it looks amazing, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't take, massive amounts of data as an actual character would, since it's just interchangeable clothing. It's no different than Goku's change of outfits, where you pick one Goku and he has the turtle symbol on the back, and then you pick another Goku and he has the Kami symbol on the back. Like it's not like a huge difference and a huge claim on space and on data to do something.
I think it would have added so much more variety to the characters you see in the hub as well when you're running around. It wouldn't have been, pretty much you see like a bunch of characters looking kind of similar. I mean, at least with the color palettes and stuff, you would have been able to differentiate them just a bit more.
Indeed. Like, even with the whole stat issue, which is another issue altogether, if I could have at least, put Scala and a blue Goku's G, for example, or even a pink Goku's G, it would have just made so much more of a difference. And, a lot of you guys may feel like we're nitpicking on this one, but it literally would have just been one less thing to complain about. I just feel like it was something that was overlooked, and unfortunately, when you overlook something that way, you tend to leave a large group of people out. Like, when you sit there and you think, well, it's something small, the big thing is gameplay. Yes, the big thing is gameplay, but the big push of this game was your created character and
Definitely.
the aesthetics that came with it. So the Super Saiyan hair spiking, and we're going to get into the hairstyles in a minute, but the Super Saiyan hair spiking, the clothing colors, the clothing variety, and limiting the options of the player's clothing, and then limiting that even further by saying you can't swap the colors of these clothes that you have to wear. It got very frustrating, very old, very
Definitely.
fast. You know, you got everybody running around in Goku's GTG. Come on.
Yeah, I also wish we had, I guess, you know how they kept giving us DLC, right? For like all of these, I guess, Resurrection F, GT and all that. I wish they gave us, with the DLC, I wish they gave us more, you know, hairstyles and just, you know, just a bit more, I guess, customization options as well. Like more clothing and stuff, like extra clothing, not just like the clothing that was in the, I guess, DLC.
What actually ended up happening?
Add on to the game.
Yeah, what ended up happening with that? Like, I was expecting more hairstyles, better accessories, and things of that nature, but they would only do, you know, clothing that was related to whatever pack they were releasing. So, you know, you had the Mira and Toa pack. So here's Mira and Toa's clothes. But my thing was, why not release at least one original outfit per race, each DLC pack, or just one original outfit, you know, with those huge stats, so people can at least have some type of difference there. You know, I just didn't have a lot of fun, like I said, wearing the same clothes as everybody else. You know, we all know if you want to have, you know, good stat boost in both your super and key strikes, you wear Beerus's clothing, or you wear, I believe it's Mira's clothing, and that's only for males. And you know, you had all these weird things that they did. And I feel like in terms of customization, which was supposed to be the selling point of the game, they really dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, they kind of butchered it for, I guess, other things. They could have included way more things in the game, but like the game was even delayed as well, which I didn't really understand, considering that. Was there even a huge reason to delay it in the first place? I think it was just like dubbing issues.
I feel like it was dubbing issues because it still came out in Japan.
Yeah.
But part of the issue with that could have been, besides simply dubbing issues, translation issues. As you can see, like, you know, you look at Change the Future, and a lot of the counter moves, the translation was off for some of these moves. Some of the moves weren't actually explained the same way they were in Japanese, so we ended up not knowing what certain moves did and things of that nature. Maybe in that aspect it was rushed.
Yeah. How do you feel about, you know, there not being any aura swapping, even though it was like, because there's this one stream where they showcased a bunch of Dragon Ball Xenoverse things, and one person mentioned aura swapping, and they were actually talking about the aura swapping, and then it never actually ended up, you know, getting into the game, which again kind of disappointed me a bit, because it would have given you a bit more, I guess, variety again to your character when you fight, instead of just the blue aura, you know, you just flying around seeing blue aura.
Now, once again, the aura swapping is another issue, because that's been like almost like a benchmark in a lot of DBZ games. You know, like it's an attachment. You got pink auras, you got, you know, yellow auras, you've got, you know, all types of auras that you could equip to your characters before. And for them to leave something like aura swapping out in a game that, you know, puts pressure on character customization, like I can't, you know, give this to you guys enough. You know, you can create your own character. I don't know if they did this intentionally, where they didn't want to give us too much for the first game and then the second one have nothing to offer. But aura swapping was something that I, as a previous DBZ player, I thought was, you know, I didn't even have to ask about it. You know, it was one of those situations where, like, you know, I don't have to ask about aura swapping, as I don't have to ask about, you know, Goku being in the game, because this is customization.
It would just come in with the, you know. I just, like what you said before makes sense, though. I think they're just testing the waters, and they wanted to see how we'd react to this game and give them, you know, more ways to improve upon it, like we're doing right now, you know.
And
so,
the next thing I do want to get into is the lack of variety of parallel quests. And I'm not saying the lack of number of parallel quests, but the lack of variety of parallel quests. And the usage of super armor as a difficulty enabler.
Oh, don't get me started on the super.
The lack of encouraging of blocking, and this will slide over a little bit in PvP, but the lack of encouragement of blocking through super armor made the game extremely frustrating, and a lot of times when people lost in the game, it was due to cheapness. You know, it wasn't due to, you know, I lost because, you know, I gotta go get better, or even I lost because my level was too low. I lost because this guy had super armor, and you know, using that as a difficulty enabler to me is just so extremely lazy. There are so many other ways, like, you know, even going back all the way to, like, you know, I'm a big Tekken fanatic, going back to Tekken 2. You know, literally what they had was the computer would block your inputs based on whatever string you were putting in. That was extremely frustrating, but it wasn't cheap. It was, the computer was blocking. You know, any human could do that. And so if they were to put into the AI, maybe even set up a difficulty system. There was a lack of difficulty.
Yeah, that's what exactly I was thinking right now. Like, enable like a slider, so like very easy, normal, hard, very hard, you know, and then like maybe insane. I don't know about insane.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love an insane mode. I'd be up for the challenge. But
yeah,
the fact that it wasn't difficult. It wasn't difficult because of actual gameplay. It was difficult because the computer, the AI, could easily just punch through whatever you were doing. You can't grab through super armor. So it gives an advantage to Key Blast characters, you know, first and foremost. And it encourages people to make Key Blast characters. That's why when the game, when people first started jumping into PvP, most people had Key Blast characters because, you know, they didn't want to go through a Dark Hercule situation again.
Oh god, not that again.
You know, and then another thing I want to, you know, so back onto this, the variety of the PvP missions. You know, they were either search out some Dragon Balls, they were either you know, fight people until, you know, X amount of people drop, and that was about it. You know, search out Dragon Balls and fight people.
You had some objectives like defeat, you know, a certain character within a certain time limit to get a bonus, like mission, I guess, or something within that.
But that wasn't guaranteed.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's pretty much all up to your luck again. That's kind of the thing that annoys me. So you know how you were talking about the character like having super armor, and you beat it, but you get no drop. You get so fucking frustrated because you have to do that again and go through all of that again. And
don't get me started on that extra the DLC, the Toa and Mira, where I think you had to beat them within 5 minutes or something like that, and then the second part would happen, and it would take so long just to chop through both of their super armor that it was just amazingly foolish. Like, come on now. The next thing I do
waste so much time.
The next thing I do want to get into, and Mortal Kombat did the same thing. Why do you have characters in the game that I can fight that I can't use? And it's not like you got some OP, you know. It's completely different with the Great Apes. You know, I understand people wanted the Great Apes. I'm not tripping about the Great Apes. Why the heck can I not use the Migra?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Since the game came out as well. The same thing with Toa and Mira. Why do they have to be DLC? That's what I was thinking.
Why did I have
to
in the
game since the start?
Exactly. So that right there, if they put anybody else in this game, let's say the next Dragon Ball Xenoverse comes out and they got Champa as, you know, a boss or something like that, and you know, he's clearly kicking your ass, his moves look great, and then you can't use them. And they're like, yo, our bad, you know, here, you can pay for him though. Here's $10.99 for Champa. Like, that's not $10.99. That's not cool. Christ. That's not cool at all. Like, it's not wise, it's not fair.
Yeah, but I agree
smart.
with you, it wasn't really that fair towards us, because, you know, we were really limited with some of the things in the game as it was, and then still having to pay for these characters kind of felt like, I don't know, it just felt wrong, honestly.
Yeah, now the GT packs, I'm cool with. Yeah, pay for the GT
definitely.
packs. Yeah, man, definitely, you know.
Do you know what pissed me off when people started complaining about that shit? They were complaining about getting bonus characters that, you know, weren't even supposed to be in the game in the first place.
Yeah, now the characters that weren't supposed to be in the game...
actually worked on that in their separate time.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they stated that at one stage.
Yeah, that's nothing to complain about. And now, and since you said the keyword stage, let's get into that. Why, oh why, are there stages in the game that I can play on during story mode that I can't play on and against my friends. Like
the final boss battle would have made an excellent stage to just wreck people on.
One of the things that I
really
wanted to do so bad was to do a 3v3 on Frieza's ship.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was all I wanted to do. And to leave out any type of data that you have, like, I understand that there's a term more is less, but don't show me the promised land and then take me through the desert.
Honestly, I think it's just I might get some bashing for what I'm about to say, but I think it's just the hardware of the PS3 and Xbox 360 since their last gen consoles. I'm pretty sure that's why they couldn't fit in as much things that they should have, and I guess potentially could have. I just think that, because PS3 was getting frame drops as well.
I'm not going to bash you for that, but I am going to just point your attention back to when PS2 was out and PS3 was the new system. They would actually just straight up omit things out of the PS2, even in the Wii, because the Wii had a lower processor. They would omit things out of those games and actually keep the content for the PS3 and the 360. So my question is, why couldn't they have done the same here?
That's a good point you made there.
It's not like we were cross-platforming here, people. And me personally, I got my PS4 strictly for this game. So I got this PS4 strictly to become a YouTuber, strictly for this game. And why not have more perks for those who have spent more money for the newer system? If the data is already there and you can't fit it on the PS3, I see no reason why you couldn't have just put it on the PS4.
Yeah. So now I kind of want to go back. I know I'm going to be throwing this all the way back to the start where we were talking about, the custom created characters or whatever. But one thing that kind of annoyed the crap out of me when I first wanted to create a Majin, race character, when I got to the male one, you couldn't change his skinniness because no matter how small you got him, it was still fat, and that kind of annoyed me because the female version was the Kid Buu looking, one of the two. And I know that this is honestly canon to the way Dragon Ball Online is. It said that, every female looked like Kid Buu and every male looked like the fat Buu, but I just wish there was a slider to enable how thick you wanted or thin.
Yeah, because even if you think about it, Majin Buu didn't get fat till he absorbed the Happy Kai or whatever. So, so even at his base form, Majin Buu was still skinny. He had some muscles. He was looking good. Looked like he was hitting the gym a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The gym of pinkness. But I completely agree with that. I also dislike the fact that weight versus height had an effect on your stats, which means you couldn't just make your character look any way you wanted.
Or at least for what they could have done for the fat, Majin Buu, they could have, given him a transformation that I guess enables him to turn into Kid Buu, but for just a limited amount of time. And I honestly, I don't know if I'm going to get bashed for this. I believe that almost every single race that we've had should have gotten some sort of, I guess, mini transformation. I know humans can't get any transformation, but they could have gotten the Mystic Kai unlock or whatever.
They could have gotten the Master Roshi form, right?
Oh, yes. Actually, you make a good point. That could have been a possibility, but, Frieza Race, I always thought that, we're going to be able to at least get one form that we could have potentially designed ourselves in some certain aspects.
That would have been actually really good of them to do, but however, I still think, and
the execution, it's all about the execution and the balance.
And
that's the key
what
to
people
this.
gotta understand, though, Dimps is still a young company, relatively.
Definitely.
This is their first 3D game, fighting wise, So
we gotta take it a bit easy on them.
Yeah, so we gotta take it a bit easy on them. Mistakes were going to happen. So, in terms of that level of customization, they might not have even been thinking about that. With all the deadlines that were given to them. Mind you, this is a new project, and normally companies, when they get a new project, there are stricter deadlines. There are,
some mistakes have to happen, definitely. You can't avoid that.
There are stricter deadlines. There's stricter everything. So everything they might have wanted to do, or everything they might have even envisioned, Bandai Namco might have been like, no. But now,
just shut down.
Yeah, now since they've done this game, I'm pretty sure the company in itself, those who approve of what happens, are definitely going to be a lot more open to anything that they want to do. But in terms of all of this stuff, and there's a slew more, we're going to probably have to do a part 2 on this. there's
definitely.
a slew more that are just gonna have to be fixed. Like, I can't fathom. There's a lot of things that I just don't know.
Are you mad about not having the permanent destruction on the map?
Actually, I'm not upset about that.
Okay, good.
I do understand
Because I guess it doesn't really matter since you're not going to be looking at the, terrain while you're trying to smash somebody's face in online.
Now, what
or
I
something.
do have an issue with is the lack of things that you can kick people through. That's what I had a problem with. Like, for example, like the city stage is one of my favorite stages because I can kick people through cars, but I can only kick them.
I agree with you. That's actually really fun.
If anyone's ever played J-Star, you can literally break everything on the stage. I don't care about shooting a Kamehameha and looking at the scar it left on the earth, but I do care about kicking you through a mountain. I do want to kick you through a mountain. I want to kick you through something. I want rocks to crumble all over you. I want you to power out of it like, I want all that stuff to happen.
And there was something I really wanted to quickly talk about. You know how people were talking about the World Tournament and you actually being able to spectate? I always thought we'd have, I know this might sound stupid to you, and honestly I don't care if it does sound stupid, but I always thought that we'd have our character sit, in
the crowd?
and actually being able to look up and control where you look. I don't know, it would have made it a kind of more immersive.
That would have been cool, but at the same time, that is another
issues.
Form in itself.
Yeah.
And,
but it's a pretty cool concept too.
Yeah, that is another form in itself. In fact, now thinking about the World Tournament, which never came out, by the way, thinking about the World Tournament.
It's been years. I think it's because Majin Vegeta blew it up.
Yeah.
Still trying to fix it.
But, thinking of the World Tournament, it probably explains why they did the whole Toki Toki City thing and connecting the games to the Toki Toki server as opposed to system to system. But because World Tournament never came out, I hope and I pray that they just drop that idea, just allow us to do our own 16-man tournaments or 32-man tournaments or even 64-man tournaments.
Jeez, that would be
on our
beautiful.
Own. Like Tekken Tag had this thing where they would do tournaments. You would connect to the online, and you could jump into tournament lobbies.
Yeah.
And you could do tournaments that way. Or, and there was another way they would do it where they would match you up against people against similar ranks, and that's how you would advance in the ranks of a tournament. And, obviously they have times and things like that. So I feel like if they, I love Toki Toki City, that's great, but I need more system-to-system stuff to get rid of that lag. And once we get that system-to-system stuff, you can leave the World Tournaments to us. You can leave the World Tournaments to the YouTubers. You guys already acknowledge us. Just leave it to us. We got it. We got you.
I completely agree with what you just said. And because this has been a pretty long video, I just want to end this video with something a bit more simple. Simple issues that I've had with this game. And it kind of starts off with, missions returning you all the way, like when you finish a parallel quest, it returns you all the way to the start, and that's kind of a pain. I wish it just returned you to, the mission menu where you're selecting the parallel quests.
I have a better idea. They should just have a standalone menu. The reason it couldn't just return you to where the parallel quest was because it would crash the server, because it loaded all the characters there, and there would be more characters running to that spot. So what they should have done, if it was going to be the Toki Toki City situation, is just had a menu. You press start. Do you want to do a parallel quest? Go to parallel quest in the menu, and online parallel quest. Instead of having to run around all over the place. For me, that was just, it was nice, but at the same time, it's like, come on, bro. Like, I'm not trying to run around.
one more thing. How do you feel about your character's speed in the sense of, running around Toki Toki Plaza and getting to all the different sections of the map? Does it get rigorous at times, like tedious? Like, do you ever get annoyed that your character seems kind of slow?
Bruh, I don't even get mad that my character seems slow, because Scala don't run slow, okay? I'm mad that the city's just so damn big. There are buildings that don't mean anything in certain areas of Toki Toki City. So it's kind of like, come on now, you guys didn't really have to make it this big. You didn't have to make these zones this big. And like I said, if they had just put in a menu, gave you the option, do you want to run around the city or do you just want to use the menu? Because I would have been using the menu. I wouldn't even know what, the Dragon Ball area looks like, because I would have already selected just use the Dragon Balls. I wouldn't even know how to go to it, even if you asked me.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that whole section of, that whole Dragon Ball thing wasn't really necessary, but it does make it look a bit fancy, and I don't know, it just gives it.
They gave more aesthetic looks to the city than they did to the characters. That's my issue. Boom.
Yeah. Holy shit, you just destroyed. You just threw a mixtape at these people. I don't think they're going to be like this far into the video. It's like 25 minutes.
Well, you never know. If anybody watched to the end of the video, can I get a hashtag like groceries in the comment section, please?
Also, go and check him out. Check out his channel. Go subscribe to him. Actually, you know what? Tell us what you do on your channel.
I'm kind of the how-to guy on Dragon Ball Xenoverse. If you want to learn how to get better, if you want to learn, I have a training with Virgo. It's going about 20 episodes strong right now. It's teaching you how to do cancels, teaching you how to move faster, teaching you how to link to combos together. Just, teaching you how to get better at the game. You come watch me, I promise you, you're going to get better at the game. You're going to have a lot more fun, and you're going to be any spammer. You're going to be any person that's using the same move over and over again. And then you just got to add a little bit of your own cognizance to it, and you're good to go.
Yep, he said it well. And now, if you're on Virgo's channel, because Virgo, you're uploading this.
So you have to go and check out iVault Gaming.
Yeah, you have to go check me out, and I pretty much just do. I do actually a variety of things. I do all forms videos of like different characters. I do discussions on Dragon Ball Super and what should happen. I also do like top 5 lists of different things. And my most infamous series on my channel is pitting up, different characters from like different franchises, and people get so mad, and I just love it. It's just so much fun. So yeah, if you wanna, I guess, check some of this out, come over to my channel, and yeah.
Also, to anybody who needs them, he illegally sells sensu beans. He's got it for the low. Just you click the subscribe button on his channel and he'll get them to you. 300 Xenia pop.
Bruh.
So you want to close this out?
Yeah, I'm gonna close it out. So thank you very much for watching our video. If you made it this far, you're the real MVP. You get all the sensu beans. I'm actually gonna give them to you free of charge, because you made it, you deserve it, and you also need a sensu bean to, heal you up because you probably fell asleep or some shit. But, so yeah, like I said, thank you very much for watching. Check out Virgo if you're, on my channel, and check me out if you're on Virgo's channel, and we'll see you guys in part 2 of this discussion, because we have so much more to talk about. And yeah, see you guys later.
My life is a trivia and pile like groceries. Peace out.